welcome to another episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. Folks, it's our job to give you the most interesting bits in the world of sports, entertainment, news, and whatever we happen to stumble across in this hour-long podcast. I'm Rich Liebig.
And I'm Michael Costanzo.
And we are here to give you the very best in all those topics. Before we get to all the news at hand, Mikey, my friend, how you doing? What is happening in Costanzo country?
I'm doing pretty good. And, one of these weekends I hope to not have to paint my parents' basement again because that's...
Poor
That's
Mike.
what I've been. It's just been like, well, first it was the basement, then it was the stairs to the basement. So I don't know what fun painting project I'll have next weekend. But while I'm not painting, and it's just white paint. It's not even anything fun. It's just plain white paint as far as the eye can see. But I'll have to take that up with my folks.
Well, which color white? Because there's like 20 different shades of white.
I think it's white. I don't know.
There's egg white.
There's egg white.
There's soft white. Hard white. I don't know.
I like my brother's apartment is agreeable gray. I don't know what makes it so
agreeable.
Agreeable gray. I don't know what makes it so agreeable, but I want to see disagreeable gray.
Yeah, I want to see angry.
See angry gray.
Yeah, let's get to that
It's
one.
not befuddled gray.
Yeah.
Like how many grays are there?
Son of a bitch gray.
Son of a bitch gray. That's the gray that I want.
Yeah.
But other than that, I've been rewatching Breaking Bad. Weirdly enough, because Jordan hasn't seen it, or rather, she only watched up to season 3, and then she said she didn't like it when she watched it the first time. So now,
she made it up to season 3 and
That's
said
what
she
I
didn't
said.
like.
That's what
a
I
weird
said.
Jump off point for that show.
That's what I said. But we've been. This is my second time through. This is her kind of first time through, and she's enjoying it now. I think because, per her own admission, that she didn't really appreciate it as much when she first watched it. Maybe she.
Yeah, because I could kind of see like maybe you like the first season. Cause
the first season was
the first season is a little
off. Not off, but it's just not as good as the.
You could tell they were still trying to find their footing as to what was going to make that show more compelling.
Right.
A lot of shows go through that. Seinfeld, the first season is a little off.
The first season's super weird.
Yeah.
Of Seinfeld. Lots of shows' first seasons are rough.
Right. So that wouldn't surprise me. But the third season, that's...
By the time you get to the third season, like things are really taking off.
I honestly, I think at that point you must have found the show boring. I think that would be the more cause to tail off.
You know what it is we've been watching a lot more of the like character-driven dramas and stuff like that. And so I think that after getting more of a taste for shows like Succession and what else do we watch? Like, I can't remember.
Well, I'm glad you like Succession.
The Sopranos and stuff like that. And so she's like, all right, like now this is her type of show.
Okay.
Instead of just like the genre shows, which I don't have any problem with either, like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, all that stuff. I like that stuff. But I like a good meaty character drama too.
Okay.
Like Breaking Bad. So that's what we've been doing. Rewatching Breaking Bad. Which if you haven't seen it by now, go check it out. To the 4 people out there who haven't.
Yeah.
It's an old show. Like I'm watching it, I'm like, wow, this is old. Like they have like flip phones for cell phones.
Yes.
I'm like, this show originally came out. I think that was also the problem. I think she was probably a little too young when it first came out to really appreciate it.
Isn't also it's set like a couple years from when it was released?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's already behind.
I think it was set like immediately post 9/11.
And then when you do Better Call Saul, that's further back.
Yeah.
Like Better Call Saul is like 2003 is supposed to be set in, if I remember correctly.
2003. I thought it was even earlier than that.
Maybe it's earlier.
Oh.
But it's supposed to be like that time frame.
Yeah, I think Breaking Bad was like somewhere in the mid 2000s, like 05, 06, something like that.
Is what it was set.
When it was set, yeah. Because it came out. When did it come out?
It came out in like 08 or 09, I think.
Yeah.
So it's definitely around when we were in college.
Yeah. But like just in college.
Because, man, there was a time AMC like owned my Sunday nights. There was a time it was like Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, Mad Men. It was like, that's it. I'm not doing anything Sunday nights. Sorry.
Yeah. Can we talk?
I got a 3-hour block I got to watch.
Can we talk for a moment about like the decline of AMC? Because there was a moment there, like you just mentioned, when it had those 3 shows, the trifecta, where people were like AMC or HBO. Now it's not even.
No.
Like if you're like, oh, AMC, everyone's like, really? Like, what do you watch? The Walking Dead? And that's basically it. Better Call Saul, okay. But
another spin-off on this is I've been, obviously a little bittersweet that Succession is coming to an end.
Yeah.
I retweeted something that was like a little fun, tickling of the mind. Succession is ending, but that doesn't mean like that universe might be ending.
That's true.
Succession, is based around Logan Roy. They could do like a spin-off on whoever does take over.
It's about the succession. So
at that point, when he dies, then you could have a new show called Successor or something, something that would...
Successor. I like it.
So it was a fun little...
It's just a show about a person running a company normally and not being a psychopath.
Yeah, that's an HBO show. So I thought it was a fun little theory.
Yeah.
But, I posted on it. I was like, well, if The Walking Dead can spin off into 4 shows, why can't we do this with Succession?
I'm not going to watch it, but apparently Daryl is going to France.
Sure. Why not?
I don't know how they make that leap. How do you get there?
Is there a boat?
What airline is he taking in the zombie apocalypse? Zombie Air? Like I don't.
Is there?
He has to boat.
What is it? The Continental or what's the thing called? The
Continental. What?
What's the thing called that everyone is actually getting drawn to at the end of the show?
Oh,
the Colony or it's something with a C, isn't it?
Yeah, I know exactly what we're talking about. I read the comics, so I should know this, but I don't.
No, wait,
remember.
The Continental's the Christopher Walken skit on Saturday Night Live.
It's not the Continental.
Get your champagne.
I can't remember.
Come with me, miss.
Oh, the Commonwealth.
Commonwealth.
So they do have helicopters. They have helicopters.
There you go. The Commonwealth has an airline that's going to go to Paris.
What is he doing? Like he's like you know what? I just can't stand zombie America. I'm gonna move
zombie France.
to zombie France.
Yes. Oui.
There's just a bunch of zombies that have cigarettes and baguettes.
They actually don't care about human flesh. Oh, this human flesh. It is so disgusting.
There's not enough butter. Oh, oui. I don't know. It's
Get away from me.
It's gonna be weird.
Yes, yeah, you little bite. Take that.
Stupid American. You don't
Go
understand.
away.
Okay, now I have to watch it.
There you
now
go.
I have to watch it.
We've spoiled.
Damn.
One of the spinoff shows.
That was the season finale.
There you go. Yeah. They only require the foie gras of human flesh.
Which I've had foie gras. It's not. I didn't enjoy it.
Well, you are uncultured swine. You
I'm
American
uncultured
pig.
American swine.
Get out of here.
Uh-huh.
You N7 jerk.
Do you want?
I can read your puffy
Are
little
you
shirt.
making fun of my N7 Mass
I
Effect?
can read your puffy little shirt.
You puffy little shit.
I just went with that. This is why you got to watch the video podcast so you understand what we're wearing.
Right, exactly.
Something happens on the screen.
I'm wearing an N7 shirt.
Yes.
Mass Effect.
I do like Mass Effect. So,
yeah, it's good. So anyway.
but apparently the French don't.
No.
They only like their champagne and that's it.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence.
Yeah, excellence. See, that actually cameo appearance, zombie Orson Welles.
Wow.
There we go.
Spoiler. That would be something.
That's a spoiler, baby.
I think that was a sneak peek clip.
Yeah.
He sounds like a zombie.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence.
That second one.
Are you trying to tell me he doesn't sound like a zombie?
That second one does sound like pure zombie material.
You just cut that and loop it.
Yeah.
The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence. The French champagne has always been celebrated for its excellence.
There you go. Zombie Orson Welles coming back.
Beautiful.
2023. Is that when the shows come out? Sure. I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sooner rather than later.
Yep. There you go.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That was a tangent and a half.
Yes. So you know what? We got to stop it there. We got to delve in the news because there's a lot of sports news happening. So let's launch into it. Let's get away from the zombie world and get into the world of sports with the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports.
In your face. Ha! That is right. Sports coming at you in your face. And folks, we are ready to start the NFL non-playing season news.
Mamma mia! Boobies. What does this guy think he's an Indian?
Like such as?
Yep, that's right, folks, because if you thought the NFL season was over, you are dead wrong. This is exactly what Roger Goodell and the higher executives want in the NFL. They are calling this the non-playing season. It is not called the off season.
NFL 24/7, 365.
That's right. They want you to have the NFL on your mind all the time, all throughout the year, and they are definitely doing it with all this weird quarterback drama happening.
Yeah, I mean, just because the season's over doesn't mean that football minds aren't active, working behind the scenes, and the quarterback carousel is spinning. The offseason has begun, and so that means there's a lot of wheeling and dealing happening. We have several very interesting signings so far early on in this non-playing season. First up, the Seattle Seahawks agreed to terms with quarterback Geno Smith on a 3-year, $105 million deal. $52 million in the first year. But here we go. $52 million loaded in the first year. That means that he's not tied to Seattle for very long if things turn south. You can dump the rest of that contract.
Yes, but still, does Geno Smith deserve
105?
$105 million deal?
That's more than Kirk Cousins.
That's, I don't know.
That's a lot.
That's a big amount.
Here's my issue. He's 32. Now, I know quarterbacks play a little bit longer in today's NFL, but he's 32. This is his one and only good season.
Yeah.
Like, I understand.
He had a couple seasons with the Jets.
Yeah, but he didn't really do anything. I understand if you're, and we'll get to him in a second, if you're a Derek Carr type quarterback who's had some success, but Geno Smith has been riding the bench for a decade.
Yeah, essentially.
He has one good season, and I know you gotta run with the new hotness. You know, you gotta play the hot hand, but $105 million. I think the only saving grace here is, like I said, $52 million in the first year. And that's probably a combination of salary, bonus, incentives, etc. But that means that you can dump the last 2 years of that contract if you see somebody come along that you really like. Because Seattle has, I believe, a high draft pick for some reason.
Yeah, because of the Russell Wilson trade, Broncos.
Yeah. So, you know, if a quarterback, I think it's number 5 overall. So if there's a quarterback there, they could go quarterback in the draft, train this kid up under Smith, and then dump the last 2 years, the last $40-some million of that contract.
Maybe, but I would think.
You don't think so?
I would think.
Why else would you load? Because NFL contracts are always backloaded. Why front load it?
I would think, considering that they actually made the playoffs this year, and they just seem like they need a couple more position players, you know,
to really make like a strong push into the playoffs.
I think they're in that contending strategy.
Win now.
Not win now, but I would think they would want to get more weapons for Geno.
So,
and plus this year too, there's going to be a lot of teams going after quarterbacks in the first round too.
My issue.
This is where it gets to that level.
My issue is
how much are you willing to give up?
But my issue is, what do you do at the end of the 3 years? Do you re-sign Smith again?
No, well, probably at that point, then you're looking 2 or 3 years down the line. Then there's probably another quarterback in the upcoming draft.
I think
you're probably looking at.
I think number 5.
You think it's right now?
I think number 5 overall. You maybe try for a quarterback, and then at the end of this contract, or even after 2 years, you wave goodbye. You know, I can't think of another reason why they would front load the contract. I mean, half of the contract cash is in the first year. Why wouldn't you want to offset that cost until later if you think that Geno Smith is a long-term solution? I see Geno Smith, and I think the Seahawks see Geno Smith as like a 1 or 2 year gap quarterback. They're going to draft his replacement this year or next. They have to.
Possible. There's going to be a lot of movement in that top 10.
I'm just saying, it's not often you make the playoffs and have a top 5 pick.
No,
And
that's
you
right.
got to capitalize on that. I
That
don't
is
think
right.
they're not going to be like, oh, running back to help Geno Smith. No, they're going franchise building mode in top 5.
Well, all right. I don't know.
That's just
We'll
a theory.
see.
That's just a theory here. But there's other quarterback deals to get
We'll
to.
see when the night of the draft hits.
Yeah, we will.
I'm not away on a honeymoon this time,
So we'll be able to do a live coverage.
We should be able to.
I
Yes.
always enjoyed that.
Yeah,
That was fun.
Last year, unfortunately, I was on my honeymoon.
How dare you, Richard?
I know I ruined everything. Sorry about
You were
that.
eating beignets in New Orleans.
Yeah.
So, and speaking of New Orleans,
What a tie-in!
the Saints came.
Yes, they did. The Saints marched in and
They
took
came-
Derek Carr.
They did sign him to a 4-year, $150 million deal, $100 million guaranteed. I don't know. What do you think about this one? Is the Saints are really struggling after losing Drew Brees, indicative of a franchise who did not plan at all past their quarterback.
No, they didn't. But I'll tell you what, this is a smart move on the Saints because who else is in the NFC South?
No one.
Yeah, there's literally
There's
nobody.
literally no one.
Like it's almost like the NFC South is a void of competition because the Bucks don't have Brady.
Yeah.
The Falcons, are they really gonna run with?
I can't even tell you who's
the guy.
there.
I can't even remember his name now.
Oh man, I don't remember.
I want to say Marcus Mariota, but no, they just
no,
cut
they
him.
just cut him.
Yeah.
Well, that guy.
Yeah.
And then the Panthers. I forget who do the Panthers have? It's the guy from the Jets formerly, or
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
But
Yeah.
they're probably they're looking at a new quarterback.
I'll say this as we're talking about the quarterback carousel. The NFC South is going to be at the forefront of every quarterback rumor.
Desmond Ritter. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name.
Well, because he's a nobody.
Yeah.
You may as well just said like Jim Bob from down the street. What is
He
who
find
is that?
you a job, Jim Bob. No.
I think you just made up a name.
No, Desmond Ritter.
Desmond Ritter.
Sorry.
But
sorry, Falcons.
What I'm saying here is that the NFC South, they're going to be part of every quarterback rumor just because that whole division is completely devoid of quarterback talent,
Yeah.
other than Derek Carr.
Yeah.
The other three teams.
That's what I'm trying. That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to get at. The Saint.
Right.
This move instantly puts the Saints as the favorite to win that division.
Just by default, they have to be.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, Kyle
Good.
Trask. Really? We're gonna,
I don't know who that is.
That's the backup behind Brady, and the Buccaneers said that they're going to run with them.
They should bring back Winston. The Saints just cut Winston.
Yeah, he's a free agent. Why not?
Look, he's going to throw 30, 40 touchdowns. He's also going to throw 30, 40 interceptions.
so-
and you're just going to have to live with it.
So, here's something I wanted to bring up for
Okay.
a while, and I always forgot.
Right.
There was a season where Jameis Winston, everybody makes fun of him and everything, but there was a season he threw for, I think it was 40 touchdowns and 40 interceptions. Like, I get it, the interceptions high. He's like Brett Favre. But he still threw 40 touchdowns, and he had like a 5,000 passing yard season. Like, isn't that somewhat impressive? Like, I'm really surprised. Like a coach,
the guy can sling the ball.
yeah. Like, I'm really surprised. Like, there hasn't been a coach that has been able to, I don't know, somehow take that talent and use it.
He's not. Here's the thing. He's not a bad passer. He's just a bad decision maker. You look at his stats, right? His first and second year in the league, over 4,000 yards, over 22 touchdowns a season, lots of interceptions. The lowest amount of passing yards he's ever had was like of a season that he started. It was 3,000. But the year that you're referring to, he threw the ball 626 times for 5,100 yards and 33 touchdowns. Yes, he also had the 30 interceptions, but there has to be...
I said 40. Sorry, I meant 30 and 30. Sorry.
33 and 30, but
That's
33 is a hell of a lot of touchdown
Yeah.
passes.
He's connecting with receivers.
And again, he averaged 320 yards a game.
Like, I'm surprised there hasn't been a coach that's been able to use that to their advantage.
Career completion percentage is 61%. That's not terrible.
Like, I don't know.
You got to coach him up a little bit.
Everybody kind of poo-poos on him. I think Jameis Winston would be a fine addition to a team. Eagles need a backup.
I mean, sure. Why not?
I don't think he'd be in a backup role, but I don't know.
I'm just saying, I feel like there's a little bit, like you said, there's a little bit of untapped talent there.
Right?
I don't know. He's like a Pro Bowl starting quarterback, but like on a team
He's
that's
got something.
on a team that's run first, defense heavy, the 49ers. If they need more quarterbacks,
Yeah, right. They need all the quarterbacks they can get.
But yeah, so I don't know. NFC South, it'll be interesting. It'll also be interesting in the NFC East because one quarterback got signed, and this has direct implications on the Philadelphia Eagles. The New York Giants recently agreed to terms with Daniel Jones, 4 years, $160 million with $82 million guaranteed.
There was a bit of a nastiness last night, yes? Some very extreme nastiness, yes? Yes.
You should really be playing some fiddle music because the Giants got played. There was that rumor that Daniel Jones wanted $40 million a year, and then they're like, oh, that was just a false rumor put out by his old agent, because he's bitter. He's trying to make Daniel Jones look bad. Then the New York Giants go and give it to him anyway.
Yeah. Nice job, Giants. What the hell?
$40 million a year, up to $35 million in incentives as well. I mean, this easily puts Jalen Hurts in the 45 to 55
Yeah.
million dollar a year.
Whenever that extension
If
gets announced.
Daniel Jones got 40, the guy who was the second best quarterback and only lost to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, he's got to get at least 50.
Yeah. Jalen
Right?
Hurts is going to get a major payday.
Yeah. Daniel Jones is not worth $40 million a year. I'm just going to say it. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not much analysis required.
I don't. That definitely seems like a high number.
Yeah. And the
Honestly,
big thing...
I'm surprised they didn't do a salary or the franchise tag. That would have been $32 million.
Yeah, but you franchise tag him and then what?
See if he doesn't live up to the hype again.
I guess.
Because I don't know if he's going to be able to duplicate this for a second season. Maybe he will.
I just think it's crazy. They also franchise tagged Saquon Barkley, which franchise tagging a running back in this day and age of the NFL. So you're devoting over $50 million to Daniel Jones and an aging running back.
Good luck.
I mean, that's not how I would build an NFL team, but
Good luck, Giants.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But speaking of franchise tags, here's the real big story that we got to get to. This is probably going to generate the most headlines. The Baltimore Ravens placed the non-exclusive franchise tag on quarterback Lamar Jackson, meaning they will pay him $32 million this season, but it also means that other teams are allowed to make offers, and the Ravens will then have a chance to match that offer. If another team does manage to sign Jackson and the Ravens don't match it, the Ravens would then receive 2 first-round picks from that team as compensation.
Yeah,
one this year and one next year.
This is the best move the Ravens could make.
It's brilliant.
Because obviously Lamar Jackson, he's acting as his own agent, which has been, I think, very detrimental to this whole procedure.
Oh, absolutely.
But he believes that he should get a Deshaun Watson type mega deal. Well, with this non-exclusive franchise tag, he can hear any potential offers from the other 31 teams.
This is brilliant by the Ravens on so many fronts because basically they can't get this contract done with Jackson. So they're like, you know what? We'll let the other 31 teams write the contract and we'll just match it.
Yeah.
Because
We'll
Jackson,
see.
I think Jackson just doesn't want to sign whatever the Ravens put in front of him. So they're just going to let another team basically go through the effort of drafting it, and then they'll just match it or try to match it.
I mean, Lamar Jackson feels like he can make a Deshaun Watson type contract.
And I think the Ravens, and I think they're probably accurate in assuming this, that he's not going to get it from the other teams.
No, I don't think so.
Because he's missed, 10 games
10
over the
games.
last 2 seasons?
Yeah, 10 games last 2 seasons. Yeah.
And his play has been, I mean, he's always up there in terms of like stats and stuff, but,
running.
Yeah.
It's always been running.
It's always been running, right, exactly. And I think
I mean, do the Ravens even have wide receivers?
no.
Yeah. They never needed wide receivers. He doesn't pass.
Yeah, and you're seeing contracts go back in the opposite direction a little bit now. After Deshaun Watson got his, Russell Wilson didn't get a fully guaranteed deal. Daniel Jones, none of these quarterbacks we just mentioned got a fully guaranteed deal. So we thought that the Deshaun Watson thing was going to be, the standard now, fully guaranteed for quarterbacks, but it's quite the opposite. Lots of quarterbacks are getting not fully guaranteed deals.
Yeah.
And the Ravens, I think, are correctly assuming that teams aren't going to want to pay Lamar Jackson the same amount as Deshaun Watson, and certainly not fully guaranteed. They're taking a big gamble here, but I think it's a calculated one. I think they're kind of in the right here. I can't imagine another franchise wanting to pay Deshaun Watson type money to a guy who's missed 10 games due to injuries. He couldn't get back on the field this season.
It was also weird. He didn't even fly with the team. Did you hear that report?
Yeah, and does another team want to take on somebody who's going to cause potential issues? And I know that's unfair to Lamar Jackson, but that's going to be
The narrative.
what the spin and the narrative is going to be.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a good look.
No, it's not.
It's a shame. He really should have an agent, because I feel like if he had an agent, this situation would have been handled much more smoothly.
I think he put it in his head something that he wants, and that's great. You should have goals and you should have, wants and everything, but at a certain point you have to be realistic as well.
Yep.
And I think he's damaging his own chances, because now he's probably going to end up playing under this tag.
Yeah,
because
I don't see any other team coming through and having to pay first-round picks.
Well,
for him.
first they have to have 2 first-round picks, and that immediately eliminates several teams who have just traded their picks away in recent seasons. Not only that, a lot of teams, just as we saw, signed quarterbacks like this week.
Yep.
So these guys are off the table. So that leaves Jackson with what? The Panthers, the Jets, the Falcons, maybe the Raiders. He's got like 5. He's got like 5 real options, because teams either are going to draft, or they've just signed somebody, or they have somebody.
Yep. So good luck with that, Lamar Jackson. I think he'll be stuck in Baltimore.
Yeah.
All right, and then finally a update with one of our favorite headlines that just won't go away. Mr. Aaron Rodgers coming out of his darkness retreat.
I'm in the dark here.
Yeah, there was his exclusive audio clip. That was the
He's in the dark.
That was the official clip.
I'm in the dark here.
Only we had that on the Crispy Noodle. ESPN,
No,
NFL Network.
That is a Crispy Noodle exclusive.
That was a Crispy Noodle exclusive. That was an exclusive audio picked up from the cave that he was in.
The cave.
Yeah. So he's apparently talking with the New York Jets.
Yeah, there you go. Another quarterback needy team maybe off the market for Jackson. But
yeah,
Aaron Rodgers, I mean, could he be more like Brett Favre?
I mean, literally, this is move by move if he ends up with the Jets.
Oh, I'm going to retire. I'm not going to retire. Oh, now I hate the franchise that gave me my start. Oh, now I'm going to go to the Jets. I mentioned this a few weeks ago. The Packers need to find a non-toxic quarterback. Like, yes, Brett Favre was amazing for the franchise, and yes, Aaron Rodgers was amazing for the franchise. But in both situations, they created this really toxic environment where the relationship completely imploded in like the final year and a half. And like, I don't know why the Packers keep finding themselves in this situation. Is Jordan Love going to be the same way?
Yeah, is it destined?
Because now he's had to wait under Rodgers for 2-3 seasons. Now he's going to be bitter.
Right.
And 10 years from now, after he wins the Super Bowl and he's the best quarterback in the league, he's going to be all pissy and frustrated.
It's this cycle. It will never end.
Green Bay, just stop. Trade Rodgers, trade Love, hit the reset button, try again. You got to get out of this toxic relationship cycle, right?
Yeah, because
it's not good. It's not good for your health.
Jordan Love is on the Aaron Rodgers track.
It's the same exact. It's wild. History really does repeat itself.
Yeah, sometimes. So we'll see. Aaron Rodgers might be going to the Jets.
And he stays there for 2 years. Then he retires.
No, a year. It was just a year.
Then he retires.
Favre was just there a year.
Then he retires, then comes out of retirement to play for the Vikings.
Yeah, and screw the Packers over.
Because by that time, Kirk Cousins will be out of his contract.
Perfect. It's perfect timing.
You mark it, bookmark it right
there
now.
You go.
It's going to happen.
Perfect timing. Anyway.
Absolutely insane. But oddly enough, that's not the weirdest quarterback news.
No.
Which, there's something stranger than that.
No. As a matter of fact, this is bordering on the verge of a what's pissing me off segment. So, you know what? let's why not? Let's launch the theme.
Let's do it.
And it's element left and element right. Come on, let me get your right step right. Get off stage, goddamn goof, you know. Piss me off and jerk. Get on my nerves.
That's right. We have a What's Pissing Us Off segment. And I found out about this, and I texted Mike about this immediately. So even though I might be leading the segment, I think this is going to be both of us are pissed off at this story that came out. We have an exclusive NFL draft report. Usually we don't hype up the draft, before we get into the actual live draft night. But I heard this scouting report about one of the potential quarterbacks named Will Levis. And I can't believe that this guy is going to be a top pick. Like, I honestly can't. This dude should not be a top pick. If I was an NFL scout, he would be disqualified. He would be off of my list.
Okay.
Because of this news report that came out.
So let people know what's going on here.
So, according to the beat writer for Chicago Bears, Jacob Infante, he filed this draft report, and it does check out that apparently Will Levis has a deathly fear of something so earth-shattering, something so fear-inducing that it could cause him to just shrivel up and not have a good day. The worst kind. And that is, according to the report, he has a deathly fear of milk.
This cannot be made good. It's shameful. It's a shameful, shameful day.
Milk.
Some people
Milk.
just have aversions.
Milk.
Some people have aversions to food, I guess. I don't know.
This sounds like one of those Maury episodes where he has like, I'm afraid of pickles or something.
Yeah,
you ever see
right?
that clip?
It's like the crazy, like, we had the one on news story where the kid could only eat mac and cheese and like stuff like that.
Yes. This should be an odd news story. This shouldn't be. This should not be a sports story.
It really should be.
Rule of thumb: if you're thinking of drafting a guy and he's got a tidbit that sounds like it should be in the odd news portion of our show, don't draft him. How about that? Let's start that as a rule.
Oh man, I'm just reading up on this. It is wild.
Yes. So he is legitimately afraid of milk. Infante goes on to comment that if he sees milk, it, quote, impacts his daily routine. I don't know what the hell that means. He just shrivels up into a ball and like, get away from me. I don't know what to do. Like, what does that mean? It impacts his daily routine. It says that, as well, he does not use milk in his cereal. Instead, he uses crushed bananas. I can give you a pass on that. Sometimes you want some fruit in your...
Yeah, but that's not milk.
I can give you all right. That I can give you a pass on. If you like your bananas, fine, whatever. But then
put dry cereal in mashed bananas.
I'm trying to give him a little bit of slack.
Okay, you're trying to cut him some slack
because I can't give him slack on this follow-up, this second part, because apparently he can't have milk in his coffee. Obviously, he's afraid of milk. God forbid there's creamer. What's he gonna do? He's gonna collapse. So instead of milk, it's reported that he puts mayonnaise in his coffee. What is happening?
This cannot be made good. It's shameful. It's a shameful, shameful day.
If I were the man I was 5 years ago, I'd take a flamethrower to this place.
Yes, I would take a flamethrower to this guy's coffee. What in the blue hell are you doing with mayonnaise? How did that even happen? What sick person comes along and sees mayonnaise on the table, a cup of coffee,
and like perfect,
and thinks, some nice curds from the mayonnaise going into the coffee. Yes, that sounds appetizing.
I'm trying to think like maybe it adds a certain creaminess to it.
Yeah, and chunks of curdle. Doesn't it curdle up because the coffee's hot?
Would it?
Ew.
I don't know. Do you think it
Ew.
would?
Absolutely disgusting.
I feel like during the break.
No, I am not doing this.
During the break.
This is disgusting.
Oh, no. We're doing it.
No.
Yes.
I will.
Just a tiny bit.
Oh,
just
God.
just a tiny bit.
No.
Rich is already looking over the coffee pot with
God.
panic.
No. Do not put mayonnaise in coffee. You do it. I'm not doing it.
I'm going to do it during the break. I'm going to put mayo in coffee and I'm going to try it.
That sounds disgusting.
I may be ill. when we come back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Great. Now we can't finish the show. Mike is sick.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
There you go.
I'm just trying to
May God have mercy on your stomach.
I'm just trying to wrap my mind around, like, I mean, I guess it would be creamy, but like you're right, would it curdle?
It's probably gonna curdle because it's so hot. Coffee's hot.
So what is mayo? Mayo is eggs.
It's eggs, yeah.
And oil.
Ugh.
Right?
No, don't do this. Mike.
I don't think it's gonna be good.
No, please don't do this.
He's like legitimately begging me.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Look, it can't be that bad because the guy's alive and he's gonna be an NFL quarterback. I'm not an NFL quarterback and I don't put mayo in my drinks.
You listen to me, NFL scouts. All you NFL scouts, stop this madness right now. You draft this guy, all right? Look, no. Except for Dallas. Dallas, draft this guy. Draft this guy.
Yes.
I will personally send this dude a carton of milk every time. I'll call Wawa up. Call Wawa up. We're sending a Wawa truck to this dude's house full of milk.
Just a swimming pool full of milk.
Before every game that he faces off against the Eagles in.
You know,
if you think I'm the only one that's going to do it, imagine the other 30 teams that are going to do it.
That's a good point. What happens if the fans
send him milk
start throwing milk cartons on the field, or bring milk or like posters of milk?
This seems like way too easy to rattle him on.
It says here that he's got a quote deathly fear, and where does it say here that he screams in terror at the sight of milk.
Oh my God. How can you draft this guy to be your quarterback? If I was an NFL scout, that's do not draft. That he goes on the do not draft list. Instantly. Boom, right there.
What do you think happened that he's so afraid of milk? And does this include other milks? Like what about like oat milk and soy milk and there's so many milks now. Almond milk.
Right.
What about creamer?
It sounds like we need to like call a psychotherapist up and Freud. This sounds like a weird issue.
There's a term. It's gallophobia. The fear of milk. There's a phobia for there's a fear of everything. It's real. All right, Rich is done. Gallophobia. It's real. It's real. Yeah, right here. Look, gallophobia. Milk. Gallophobia. Rich, it's a thing. I can't make it up. Gallophobia. I would never be able to come up with that in a million years.
What is this world? What? Fear of milk.
Fear of milk.
What is the milk going to do? The milk.
I don't know.
It doesn't move. It's pickles. It's like the lady's afraid of pickles. What is it going to do? It's an inanimate object. As long
some people are just I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't know. I don't know. The only reason I'm afraid of milk is because I'm lactose intolerant. But that's what they make Lactaid for. Oh my God. You know, this would be really upsetting.
Stop it. just why? The team that drafts this dude, you deserve every bit of trouble you're going to get. You're going to get all the milk sent to your franchise, to this dude's house.
Because, here's the thing. What's to stop the opposing fans from just signs of milk and throwing milk cartons or like spitting milk? Or I know it's gross, but it's an NFL game. So,
if I was a lineman...
you take a swig of milk.
Take a big swig of milk.
Before you go out on the field, you just go there and just dribble it down your mouth. No, don't spit it. Just dribble it out.
Oh, yeah. Get that milk going. Oh, yeah.
I got to admit, I kind of feel bad for this kid because he's just going to be in a state of panic every single NFL game.
You can't draft this dude. This is do not draft material.
It's sad, but if you have a phobia that's going to impact your ability to perform at a high level like in the NFL, maybe it's not the best option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's like if you have a fear of flying and you become like a flight attendant. You know? It's I don't know. I feel like in the sports world where people are heckling and people are booing and jeering.
You are playing in front of 70,000 fans
who are going to bring signs and props and, you know, there's milk. Milk is going to be served at the stadium. There's going to be chocolate milk and stuff. You know, I assume.
Good luck.
Stuff.
I want to know what team drafts.
What about teammates who have like protein drinks? You know, like they're working out.
Is that milk? Yeah. Does that make you?
I mean, some.
Does that impact your daily routine?
It does. Muscle milk. Is that a milk? I don't know. Like, what happens if you know? I don't know.
God, this guy, just don't draft him.
I feel bad. I
No,
honestly feel
I don't
bad
feel
for
bad.
him.
No.
I feel bad for him.
No, I don't feel bad for him. No,
He's got a legitimate phobia of milk. He's got
You
gallophobia.
got to take care of this. You have this is something you need to take care of, and you need to figure it out fast.
Not on an NFL field.
Yeah, because if you're going to be an NFL quarterback and you start a game, you're going to be heckled to death on this. Especially you come to Philadelphia. You come to Philadelphia and we know this material. You best believe we're going to have Wawa chocolate milk everywhere. It's going to be all over the stadium. We're going to turn all the green banners brown with chocolate milk. All the banners are chocolate milk.
Wait, that's a good point. Is it only traditional milk color or like because chocolate milk maybe doesn't look like milk to him?
I don't know. That. All right, we'll have to do some more research on.
Well, now I'm just researching gallophobia. I'm reading a Reddit post about a person who has gallophobia.
Oh my God, I can't believe this is a real thing.
And this person became vegan. After losing their
Gallophobia.
pets. Yeah, gallophobia. It's a thing. It's a real thing. Remember,
I can't believe the thing that breaks me is not a non-fortune cookie odd news story. It's a sports story.
I've never seen you this irrationally mad. Maybe you have a reverse phobia.
I love milk. I love milk.
Well, no, you have an irrational anger towards something.
I don't know.
What is that?
I love milk. I can't believe
milk is good.
Yeah, milk is fine.
I like milk.
Yeah, I like cream. I like half and half.
I like getting a latte. That's all milk.
And you sick son of a bitch! You put mayo in your coffee.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it.
That is on the level of Dak Prescott putting ranch on spaghetti.
Yeah, that's really
in
terms of like gross things that NFL players do.
That is absolutely gross. I am appalled. This whole conversation bothers me. I am on Herm Edwards' page. This whole conversation bothers
me.
Thank you. Yes.
It is quite alarming.
Yes.
But I am going to try the mayo in the coffee and see how it goes.
Oh my God. Dear God. Should we go to, you know what? Do we even want, should we go to the break so you can cook it? Cook it. Should you
cook it? Cook it?
So
your brain is broken.
I am. I'm done. This milk's, I can't believe this dude is going to get picked up by an NFL team. Like he's going to get,
and he's like a big target too,
yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
people are
he started at Kentucky. He's got credentials.
Yeah.
Like
he was at Penn State and Kentucky.
But,
I mean, like,
but on the NFL level, he is going to get ridiculed to hell on this.
Maybe it won't.
He's got to figure out a way to figure this. He's got to, whoever drafts him, they got to pay for some psychotherapy, and he's got to take care of this.
Here's a good point. He played at Penn State and at Kentucky. It didn't bother him there. Maybe it won't bother him at the pro level.
Well, was it known then that he was this afraid of milk? I don't think so. I think this came out during the scouting report.
I mean, how did he manage to keep that secret if he screams?
You're
telling me you're in the cafeteria with teammates and some guy doesn't have a glass or a bowl of cereal? How do you not? Also, I know we breezed over it, but the mashed bananas in the cereal, that's not cereal. I don't know what that is, but that also bothers me.
Fruit cereal mashup.
Bananas don't get that loose. You can't suspend cereal in bananas.
I don't know. I can forgive that because some
it's
people
more like a pudding.
Yeah, it's more like a pudding. Yeah, I look.
All right,
people
you can forgive that.
Yeah, people put fruit in cereal.
Oh,
so
I love fruit and cereal, but we're talking about like the main thing that the cereal is suspended in is banana.
See, this is the analytics that you get here on the Crispy Noodle podcast.
This is the hard hitting.
You will never. You watch the draft in April. You will never forget this dude, Will Levis.
You know, you could go to actual sports podcasts and get actual analysis. We talk about his ability to run the read pass option, his field vision. You could go to actual entertainment podcasts and get hard hitting, breaking entertainment news. No, but here you get odd news. You get banana phobia. No, not banana phobia. Milk phobia, gallophobia. I don't know. What's happening?
I don't know, but I've had enough
We're
of
just
this
so
story.
upset.
I've had enough of this story. We need to take a break.
Are we taking a break?
Yeah, we got it. We're actually way over. We spent a lot of time talking about
gallophobia.
Gallophobia.
I got to go make the coffee.
And if you're going to, are you really going to do that?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to come back with coffee.
Oh, God. All right. So Mike is off making the coffee. We'll take a break here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We'll be right back to give you our report on Mayo in the coffee, and then the entertainment entree and the non-fortune cookie odd news. Don't go anywhere. We'll hear what Mike's taste test reveals. Don't go anywhere.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby,
Barnes & Noble,
and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
We're going to talk about 22-year-old Matthew Kyle Letham, and he decided to call police at 4:45 in the morning because he couldn't find a ride home after the bar at 4:45 in the morning. But that is not the actual oddity of this story. Police encountered Matthew Letham on the scene, and that's when they noted that this dude actually has a tattoo of the state of Florida in between his two eyebrows.
Oh my God.
Yes, and I have his mugshot. So here we go.
He's literally Florida Man.
Yes.
He's like a superhero Florida Man, and that is like his logo.
He is Mr. Florida Man. So
I mean, you know, it's the most harmless Florida story we've ever had.
Yeah, except for the fact that dude has a tattoo
stupid.
That will last the rest of his life that he cannot hide.
You cannot undo that. Every job interview he goes to, the very first thing they're going to see and question is the Florida tattoo. Yeah.
It's literally like, can I touch it? Like, it's right there.
You know the scene in Austin Powers Goldmember? The guy who has the mole?
Yeah.
Moly, 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 moly. Yeah. It is that, except with Florida on his forehead. Is anybody more proud of their home state than that guy?
Can't say it. I can't say. Nope. I can't think of anybody else.
No, nope. I love Pennsylvania, but not that much.
No, I do not want. Pennsylvania is a big state too. I do not want that on my forehead.
It's very square or rectangular. It would, yeah. What's the weirdest state to get tattooed to a forehead? I think. What do you think would be the weirdest one? I mean, I think Florida, because the way it's shaped.
Florida's pretty weird. California would be weird because it's
very long,
and then it juts out.
No, Michigan.
Ooh, yeah. Because they got Michigan. All those like Great Lakes and stuff.
Yeah, and it's split in half.
Ugh, yeah, that would not be good.
That'd be a weird one.
Yeah.
Alaska. Oh, Oklahoma. I was going to say Alaska.
Oklahoma, you have to get the box, and then you have to get that little dinky panhandle that goes the other half of your head.
You're literally making yourself a unibrow, and then like it has like a little hat on it.
Yeah. Ew.
What about Alaska? You have that whole chain of islands coming off the side. It's going to like go around the side of your head almost.
Yeah.
This is the dumbest conversation we've ever had. In 8 years of podcast, I think it's safe to say that talking about the weirdest state to tattoo to your forehead, probably the dumbest thing we've ever talked about.
It's 2021, man.
And we were like actually analyzing it. Like, oh yeah, and the islands, and we're like, yeah, that makes sense. There's something fundamentally broken with us, Rich, in 2021.
It's 2021. Nothing makes sense anymore. It's
The
that
pandemic.
simple.
The pandemic's gone on too long, Rich. We've hit a breaking point.
Yeah. All right.
Next week we're both going to show up with states tattooed to our foreheads.
Dear God. All right, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle podcast. Mike is actually dancing with the mayonnaise.
I'll have you know this is made with cage-free eggs.
Okay, very good. Yes.
It's made with olive oil with mayo.
Look.
Or mayo with olive oil.
Look, all right.
I'm so scared.
I wanted to just reiterate some things here. So Mike is going to try the Will Levis cup of coffee because Will Levis is afraid of milk, so he does not put milk or cream or anything like that in his coffee. Instead, he puts mayonnaise in his coffee. I think this is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
You need to immediately go look at the video version of this podcast because, I mean,
Yes.
this is a video-only exclusive kind of thing. So, but Rich can confirm for audio listeners, I am holding an entire jar
He
of
has
mayo with olive oil.
He has brought out the jar.
Kraft mayo with olive oil.
Yes, he's brought out the jar of mayo, and he brewed a cup of coffee real quick in the Keurig.
So the only thing I added to the coffee was sugar. Rich can confirm that.
Yes.
Is this a good amount of mayo?
Show it closer to the camera. No, you know.
Oh, you want me to get up?
You get up and prove to the camera. Meanwhile, I just want to go over some things Mikey said during the break. He said, quote, "I'm scared." He said, "I don't know if this is going to work." And now he's looking forward to it. And he has officially dumped the mayonnaise in the cup of coffee. Now, all right, now, Mike, now you need to get in frame of the camera. Now you're out of camera frame.
Oh, no.
Did it curdle?
Oh, no.
It curdled, didn't it? You sick son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
It curdled.
Oh,
Tell
no.
me.
Oh, God, it's awful.
Well, give a description.
Okay. It looks like vomit.
I knew it. Yeah.
All right, here, hold on. Oh, Lord.
That is full blown.
Oh, my God.
I can't. I don't know how.
Turn the camera down or something.
Yeah. That is disgusting. Get out of here.
I'm going to drink it.
Dear God.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I'm so nervous. I'm legitimately...
Will Levis, look at what you've done to our podcast. You have sent us completely off the rails. We're going to get sick now because of you.
Okay, I'm just going to stir it more. So during
Do not draft Will Levis. All you NFL scouts out there.
I feel like I need to make a disclaimer. Do not try this at home. I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt anybody, but I'm a little scared.
All right, give it a shot. Let's.
So as I'm stirring, it's breaking up a little bit more.
Oh, that's good.
And here's my thinking. So mayo, the main ingredient is oil and eggs and sugar and stuff like that. So I'm thinking like maybe it'll be like eggnog and coffee.
I hate every minute of this. So
Okay.
Mike, just get it over with. He's going to try it.
Okay. I'm really scared. Here we go.
Here it is. He's tasting the mayo in the coffee. Oh, that is a bad reaction. That is a bad reaction. Oh, he's getting up. Oh, no. Mike has left the table. Mike has left the table. It is officially not good. Uh-oh. Oh, and he spit it out. Oh, this is a first here on the Crispy Noodle podcast.
Oh, my God. That's horrific.
A taste test has gone awfully awry.
Oh, that's so bad.
Mike,
Sorry.
yes, it's fine. I'll vamp for you. So there you go, folks. This is why Will Levis should not be drafted at all. All of you weird NFL scouts, do not draft him.
Sorry about that.
Yes. What's the full report? How did you...
It was like slimy.
Yep.
It was like slimy and because of the oil, it wasn't breaking down in the coffee. So
you were tasting oil.
So you're just tasting like a slick of oil, and the mayo is. Oh my God! I gotta drink some water.
Yeah, there you go.
It's so bad.
Yeah, Mike. Maybe. Do you need to take a minute? Should we?
No, I'm good.
You're good. Can you recover?
Yeah, that was vile.
Thank you.
Vile. I don't know. Maybe he used a different type of mayo. Maybe he used, because I mean, my parents have mayo with olive oil. I don't know if it's different with like regular mayo, but that was atrocious.
There you go.
This man should not be drafted.
Thank you. Thank you. Mike finally came around to my point of view. So whatever NFL team ends up drafting this monstrosity, good luck, because you're going to get a whole bunch of milk your way.
It didn't. It was just the more I stirred, the more more granulated it became. Like it wasn't melting or blending with the coffee. It just became like mealy and oily. We need to go to entertainment.
Yeah, there you go.
We need to go to entertainment now.
Mike needs to go to entertainment right now. So without further ado, the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty? Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You're the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, we're back here. You may have heard me scream, "Is that Dark Cocoa?" And I realized I didn't mute my mic. I muted Mikey's mic. So,
we're just off the rails right now.
Yes. This is what Will Levis did to our podcast. He screwed it up. But
I don't think a single person or event has broken the podcast more than this.
Yes.
Will Levis.
But I saw Mikey reach for chocolates and I wanted one. So welcome to the show. Mike, are you ready to do
as ready as I'll ever be?
Sure?
Hey, I got that line right.
Yes, you did. Do you want me to vamp a little more? Or are you
no,
good?
I'm good.
All right, then without further ado, Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right, what is the latest things that people should keep an eye out for movies, TV, and entertainment?
Well, definitely not milk and mayo or coffee and mayo. I don't even know what it was. But what you should go check out in movies this week, probably won't get many rave reviews, but 65 comes out this week. Here's the synopsis. After a catastrophic crash on an unknown planet, the survivors discover they are actually stranded on Earth 65 million years ago. Now, with only one chance at a rescue, they must make their way across an unknown terrain riddled with dangerous prehistoric creatures. Yes, it does have dinosaurs, and that means that, yes, I will be interested in seeing this, but I'm not expecting it to do well at all.
Wait a minute. Wait. Did I? Wait, I'm sorry. I was half eating the chocolate.
Yeah.
They get in a plane crash that time travels them back 65 million years ago?
Catastrophic crash on an unknown planet.
So it's an airplane crash time travel crash.
Yes?
What the hell is happening on this podcast? This is some of the weirdest things I've ever heard, and we're not even at the non-fortune cookie odd news yet.
Wait, I actually don't know if it's a plane crash.
Where did the plane crash come from?
It just says following a catastrophic collision on an unfamiliar planet.
Oh, I thought you. I could have. Maybe it's me. That's right. I thought you said airplane.
So wait,
crash.
are they? Is
sorry.
this a spaceship?
Yeah, then it must be a spaceship because they landed on another planet.
But it's Earth.
Mike, I don't know if this movie's gonna be good.
No.
I think you need to skip this one. We can't even describe the movie.
It's only expected to gross $7 to $9 million. Okay, so it's got Adam Driver in it. Rich is gone. So in video games, a new month equals new free games for PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold subscribers. But of course, the big news in entertainment in television this week is the 95th Annual Academy Awards airing this Sunday, March 12th. Jimmy Kimmel is set to host, so that is what we're looking forward to this week in entertainment.
All right, and with that, we were gonna spin off and do the Oscars preview, but yeah,
What a train wreck!
Yeah, we've got a limited amount of time. So I guess
I don't even. So, do you just want to talk about some of?
Yeah, let's get to some of the top nominees here.
Oh God!
Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, 11 nominations. I think this is the one that should clean up.
I agree. It
was the most original movie, the most
absolutely. I think it was one of the best acted movies.
Well edited movies. I like the art style in it,
the sound, the visuals, the story itself,
the humor. Like I really, if this doesn't win Best Picture, I'm done with the Oscars.
It really hit on every note was right. And just from a narrative and a craft perspective, I mean, just the really great way that everything, was connected and came and circled back around.
I cannot recommend this movie.
It's so good.
It's
I purchased.
If you have not seen it, this is the one to see.
I purchased it, so I didn't see it in theaters, and I couldn't stream it for free. So I just straight up purchased it because I really wanted to see it, and I don't regret actually buying a movie in this day and age because it was that good. I mean, it had me laughing. It had me on the edge of my seat for the action sequences. It had me tearing up at the end because everything just comes together full circle so perfectly. And it's one of those movies where it's, a very emotional journey, but it's disguised as something outlandish, and you don't even realize what you're watching until it hits you. And then all of a sudden you're like, what the heck just happened to me? Like, it takes you on such a ride. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
If it doesn't win, then it completely invalidates the Academy. It was just astonishing.
Yeah. Okay, then up next, All Quiet on the Western Front has 9 nominations. It's on Netflix right now, and
yep.
It's I heard it's one of those movies you see and you just process because a lot of atrocities and stuff like that in this movie.
I watched All Quiet on the Western Front, and it was my second favorite of the Oscar Best Picture nominees that I watched. Much different film from Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It was really difficult to watch, akin to Saving Private Ryan. It doesn't pull any punches. It doesn't try to sugarcoat anything or make it, about a hero's conflict. It is, a general infantryman struggling to survive during World War I and the horrors. I mean, that war was horrific. Not to get too much on a history conversation, but I mean, the invention of chemical warfare, the invention of trench warfare, the invention of tank warfare, airplane warfare, and all these things come together in Europe and just create just an awful fighting environment. And there are certain scenes where you so badly want to look away because it's absolutely horrific. But the way that the movie is done, you really can't avoid it. They do a really good job of making it so that you can't avoid these things. You have to look at them and acknowledge them and the horrors of it. That might not be for everyone, but I found it incredibly impactful and a really masterfully told story of just, really high peaks of action because it's a war film, and then just very low peaks or very low valleys of just desolation.
Yeah.
And that disparity between the two. Really, again, super deserving of the 9 nominations. And also with 9 nominations, Banshees of Inisherin, which is available on HBO Max?
Yes. I watched it on HBO Max, yep.
And we both watched this one, so we can both talk about this one as well.
Yeah.
I know we had a little bit differing opinions on this one.
Yeah.
It wasn't your cup of tea.
This wasn't, yeah.
Or your cup of coffee with mayo.
No, certainly not the cup of coffee with mayo. I mean, I can understand, the themes behind the movie, but I don't know. Overall, I don't know. I feel like it missed the mark with me.
Okay. You know what? You saying that reminds me of when I watched No Country for Old Men.
Mm-hmm.
Like, No Country for Old Men is one of those movies that everyone's like, it's amazing, got all these nominations, it won awards, and I'm like, I get it, I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of what you're saying, too.
Yeah.
Is like, you get it, but it's just not, for whatever reason, it's just not syncing up,
Yeah, I mean, I know that the whole premise is supposed to be, you know, that they're on a small island and these two, you know, best friends, all of a sudden the one guy doesn't like each other. And, you know, it's supposed to be like everybody in the town knows about it because, you know, it's such a small town. But, like, I don't know. I just didn't really care. Like, all right, big deal. Whoop-de-whoop.
I will say that there wasn't a lot to really sink your teeth into for, like, a large portion of the film. It's a very slow burn and, you know, very character-driven and character-focused, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But in terms of actual substance, there wasn't a lot of meat and potatoes there, which is odd for a movie set in that region because they're all about the meat and potatoes. But there wasn't a lot of meat and potatoes there.
Right. It is. It's more of a character study, and I guess I didn't really link up with the characters. I thought it was just...
I mean, that's a good point. If you don't connect or like a character study is going to be tough to sit through. Which brings me to another movie on this list, Tar, which I watched that you didn't get a chance to watch. Again, another character study about a tortured musician who's chasing fame and fortune and maybe goes too far. And I just didn't... I'm like, I saw this movie already with Whiplash. Remember the jazz drummer? And I'm like, and it did it so much better. For whatever reason, like, the character I found a little grating. They're, like, supposed to be, but not in an interesting way, more in a kind of insufferable way. And it was really written for, I can't remember the actress now, Cate Blanchett, to get Best Actress. I felt like, as I was watching this movie, I'm like, this scene was written so Cate Blanchett could get an award nomination.
Did it do a Kate Winslet, the reader vibe to it?
I didn't actually see that one, but if it's written, I would probably, if it's the same as what I'm talking about. Like, literally, you're watching scenes and you're like, okay, so that was really just written to give her, like, a whole bunch of, like, you know, really heavy, like, lines, and, like, it just felt like it was gunning to get her an award. The entire thing. There was very little actual movement or action or intrigue. It was less a character study, more of an actress study, if anything. But what else? What other Best Picture movies did you see? Did you enjoy? I know we both watched Top Gun Maverick.
Yes, that's a Best Picture nominee for some reason.
Probably the best movie of the decade or the century.
According to some reviews. I don't know. I thought it was all right.
I saw the reviews. I saw the movie. I don't see it.
I think a lot of people are choked up on the Val Kilmer, Tom Cruise scene. And I think a lot of people are amazed that, you know, Val Kilmer was able to...
I read reviews that got, like, standing ovations. For what?
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Okay, the guy...
And that and the whole fact that it was all done with practical effects. I mean, sure, but...
I mean, the practical effects thing is cool, but hold on.
That doesn't make it Best Picture material.
People relentlessly trashed Avatar when the first movie came out. It was derivative, unobtainium. Literally, the plot was bad guys have uranium. What bad guys? Where?
Yeah,
what are they doing with what are they doing with the uranium?
That's right. There's no name.
Literally, at least Avatar came up with a fudging name. They couldn't even be bothered.
No, because this movie had to be worldwide.
Had to be sold in China.
Yeah, we couldn't address any other countries in this movie.
So I'm sorry. Unobtainium is lazy, but
it was at least an effort.
It was at least a name.
No, I'll agree with you on that because that is definitely very convenient in the movie that there's no name to these.
The enemies have uranium.
Yeah, it reads like the Nintendo version of Top Gun.
All our base belong to us.
Yeah,
come get our uranium.
Yeah. The enemy has, that's like the subtext that would come up before your mission.
You put your quarter in, and they only have like 10 seconds to give you the plot of the video game. It's like, the enemy has capped the president's daughter. Right. You are the gun in the shadows. Like, I don't know. Like,
right. You're right. It's like that. So it was still an enjoyable movie, but I don't understand why it's getting like Best Picture steam.
The action was the best action of the whole bunch. I mean, like, watching planes fly like that is amazing, but not Best Picture.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yep.
Any others there?
And then one more, Elvis. I saw Elvis. I enjoyed it, but I thought it was kind of weird that they took that Baz Luhrmann took the view of the manager and kind of used him to tell the story of Elvis. I guess, some people thought that was, more original than telling a straight up Elvis biopic, but I thought it was a little, I don't know if it worked.
You would have appreciated just a straight up biopic rather than like the manager's biopic.
Yeah.
Any particular reason, or
just I don't know. I don't know if the movie is trying to. Sometimes, like, there are things where you're wishing that the partnership's going to work out, and it's like, no, don't do that, because this dude was this Colonel guy. He was like legitimately crazy and was kind of stooping to new lows to try and get whatever he could to profit off of Elvis. I mean, that is why there is so much Elvis merchandise.
Interesting.
He was behind it. So I don't know. It was it kind of threw me off. It left a weird taste in my mouth.
So not one of the big heavy hitters.
That is my critique on that movie.
Right.
Other than that, though, Austin Butler, he did a fantastic job as Elvis.
So I think he's nominated.
I think he's nominated too. Like he did that's absolutely worthy.
It's him, Colin Farrell, Brendan Fraser, Paul Mescal, and Bill Nighy.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Austin Butler from that list.
I think that would be a deserved win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. But that's my main critique is I would probably not have gone with the manager centric storyline.
Overall, I really feel like this is an opportunity for Everything Everywhere All at Once to really pick up a lot of awards.
I hope so.
Like
that's damn near close to a perfect movie.
Yeah. And I'm looking.
I really hope it does.
I'm looking at the rest of the films, and its real competition is All Quiet on the Western Front because war movies, and the Academy loves war movies.
Yeah.
And also, this is a name to remember: The Fabelmans by Steven Spielberg. It is semi-autobiographical. It is a period piece, and it's about the film industry. And what does the Academy love?
They love themselves.
They love themselves, and that movie is all about. It's a period piece. It's about Spielberg. It's about film. So keep an eye on The Fabelmans and All Quiet on the Western Front. But I think Everything Everywhere All at Once is by far head and shoulders above the rest.
All right. Well, there you go. We got to end the talk there for entertainment. Yep. And we'll go right to our final segment of the show, where the odd news should be, the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing.
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Mandada bastata. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. That'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at meat tornado.
No, go past this. Past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders. Go to the bathroom because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Woo! Odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the actual segment.
This is the actual odd news.
The odd news is supposed to be. This has been a wild show, but here in this segment,
That's
you
right.
know, this spiel doesn't even sound right because I'm like, oh, we don't know what's going to happen. But the whole
this whole show,
was
been
completely
crazy.
unexpected.
Thanks to Will Levis.
Will Levis, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, this is all your fault.
But no, in this segment, Rich finds a story, keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all of my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing the story for the very first time. So that means that I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And I'm ready to get started. Please don't put any more mayo in my coffee.
No, but we are going to the wonderful place that is known as Florida.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy.
So-
Lovely. I love Florida.
Oh boy, I hope you do, because man, Florida is just everywhere. Maybe.
Is it everywhere? Is it everything everywhere all at once?
It might be.
All right.
Especially if, not to get political, but apparently I read that Ron DeSantis, he's the
Yeah.
governor,
Mhm.
he's looking into a presidential campaign.
Oh, fun.
He according to Reddit, there's a chance that he may use this as an actual slogan. Are you ready for this?
Okay.
Make America Florida.
No. Absolutely.
Now, who is this guy in Florida?
It's Florida, and they're crazy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, I don't care. Left, right, center. Absolutely not.
Look.
I think we can all agree.
Can we all come together on this?
No.
Please.
Please no.
If he actually puts that as his bumper sticker slogan, get him out.
Make America Florida?
Yeah.
Oh, that is actually terrifying.
Yeah, please don't do that.
For those who've listened to the show for a long time,
You should know how bad Florida
You should
is.
know you do not want America to be Florida.
No.
Like any other state would be fine.
We can't have 50 states of this.
No.
It's
We can barely handle one.
Yes, it'll be mass chaos. This is
Just
not
be
good.
nonstop pandemonium.
Yes.
So what can we
Anyway.
look forward to in the New World Order?
Yes, that's right, from Florida. We're going to follow the story here of Richard Quick.
Okay. Oh, he shares a name with you.
Yeah. He must be the opposite of me because I don't do things quick. I'm slow.
You're Richard Slow.
Yeah, I'm not quick. This guy though, he had a very interesting Saturday night.
Okay.
So this 47-year-old Floridian named Richard Quick was spotted on an Orlando roadway deciding to walk in front of intersections and engaging in passing cars. Yeah, so there you go. Just hey, how you doing?
So when you say engaging, like what? Well, what does that even mean?
So he's in the intersection,
And he's just like walking up to cars.
Yeah,
and
and as like the cars are passing through the intersection, he's either like tapping on them or just like waving in front of them. Just,
Oh my
And he's just
God.
walking around in this intersection.
He's just wandering and just.
Because that's not dangerous or anything.
No, not at all.
You're showing your friendship.
You're just trying. Right, exactly. You're being friendly.
Right, you're
just
trying
being
to
friendly.
have a very friendly Saturday night right in the middle of
Yeah.
a busy Orlando intersection.
I don't see any problem with this.
No, of course not.
I mean, he's probably thinking to himself, these poor drivers, they're just driving around by themselves.
On a Saturday night?
Yeah, they're
they're
probably
so lonely.
very lonely. They're like,
Yeah.
this will cheer them up. As
Right.
they race through the intersection, I'll be like, hey, good job, and give the car a little pat as it's driving by.
Good job, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a pat on the back.
Good job.
Good job, car.
You did it. You made it across the intersection. Go get him. Go get him.
Yeah.
That's weird.
So he's just doing this.
At every intersection, there should be a crossing guard and a car positive affirmation giver.
Yeah.
I want my car to receive some
CPAG.
positive affirmation.
A CPAG needs to be there.
There you go. That's right. Positive affirmation giver, a CPAG.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it. All right. So cops finally got to the scene and confronted him. That's when Quick ignored the cops' demands and
I mean, why would he
continued-
listen to them?
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean,
You're-
the
I
moving
think-
vehicles aren't going to stop him.
Right. You think the cops are going to stop him?
The thing that would actually give him bodily harm hasn't stopped him.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. So no, instead he got faster and ran around the intersection.
Oh God.
Finally, cops were able to tackle him, and he was handcuffed and searched. Officers reporting finding the following in his pants pockets: pairs of knives and crack pipes.
Oh, that's a great combination.
Yeah, that's a very that's a good way to have a very interesting Saturday night.
You want to cook crystal meth?
I'm the cook.
Yeah, just
I love that.
That was his
Knives and crack pipes.
Knives and crack pipes. Yep. That was his treat before he went out into the intersection.
He did some crack and he played with his knife.
Yeah.
Or knives. He has
And
multiple
Multiple knives, yes. He's like the Joker. He's got multiple knives here.
Right.
He's a less intimidating version of the Joker.
Less intimidating or more intimidating? Because he's also on crack.
But he's not really doing any damage or anything. He's just like...
That's true. He's not actively... He
Yeah,
is causing chaos like the Joker, though.
Let's put it this way. He's the Cesar Romero Joker from the 60s. This is very much a 60s Batman TV
He's like
plot.
actually playing jokes on people.
Yes.
Not like deathly jokes.
He's the Joker that paints over his mustache. That's this Joker.
You showed me a clip of that, and I was just absolutely floored. He's like, I'm not shaving this thing, and just paints it over.
Yeah, that's this Joker. Well, that's also appropriate that I made a paint joke on this because there's a thing that I left out in this, and that is that while he's doing all of this congratulating and saying hi to cars and then being tackled by cops, he has something covering his bodily his bodily functions. No, it's not that bad, but it is weird. He has pink paint over him.
What happened to him?
He's covered in pink paint. And I have the mugshot.
But he also looks awful.
Well, he's on meth.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you forgot about that part.
You want to cook crystal meth?
I'm the cook.
So
looks like he got hit with a paint can.
He did. There's something. He's covered in pink paint.
Oh man.
So on the video feed, you've got the mugshot.
He's got a lot of pink on his his left eyebrow, I guess.
Just his head, his forehead, ear.
Is his chin?
It's in his beard.
Yeah, is his beard like purple? What is that?
That's his beard. But it's got pink paint in it.
I see. It's got pink paint in it. Yeah.
Yeah. He is like the Joker.
But he's also like slumped over and he like.
Well, that must be all the crack pipe.
It's all the crack pipe.
It's starting to get to him.
Oh man, he looks like he's asleep and covered in paint.
Yeah, it's been a long night.
It's been a long night of slapping cars.
He said he gave a lot of positivity out.
That's right.
You know? So
yeah, he
is very much a Cesar Romero Joker.
He's something.
He painted over his beard.
Painted over his beard. He did.
Yeah,
he did.
Unfortunately, if you want an answer to this, this was the one thing Richard Quick got angry about. He was very resistant in answering why he was covered in pink paint.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, now
he did not want to mention. That was the only thing he got angry over.
That's suspicious.
Yeah, did he try and steal paint from somewhere and
why
get it on himself? Is he like the neighbor on Dennis the Menace or something?
I'm very concerned because one, I want to know why he has paint on him, but two, I want to know why he doesn't want me to know.
Yeah, right. It's almost more suspicious that you haven't told me.
Right, because like you have paint on you, you're like, oh, I was painting. There you go. Simple. Yeah, I was painting.
I was painting while I was smoking my crack pipe.
Yeah, right.
See, that would have been the perfect excuse.
It's so weird that he's so defensive about that.
Yeah.
Highly suspicious.
Yep. So unfortunately, yeah, that's the only time he got angry. He did not want to mention why he was covered in the pink paint. He's being held in the Orange County Jail in lieu of a $3,000 bond on 3 misdemeanors. He's being charged with possession of drug paraphernalia, carrying a concealed weapon, and resisting police because he had to get tackled to get arrested. So
wow.
There you go. He's
he was just trying to give a lot of positive affirmations to those cars. Just give him a pat.
Yep, right in the middle of that busy intersection.
Where else are you supposed to do it?
Not on a busy intersection.
But how busy was it? Was it a 4-way stop? Was it a traffic light? Was it a what's the deal here?
I'm gonna, because it's Florida, I'm gonna assume it was like the most dangerous one you could possibly imagine.
It's like they call this the death intersection.
Yeah, and he's on there just how you doing?
You're right. Because it's Florida, it probably is like the most dangerous one.
Yeah, I would have to go with that. So there you go. That's what I have for you this week in the non-fortune cookie odd news. And with all that done, I think we got to start wrapping this crazy episode up. I don't know.
I'm like winded.
Yeah.
It was a challenging series of events.
This might be the most physical activity we've actually done during a podcast.
And we were both up out of our seats and hooping and hollering and drinking vile concoctions and
yeah, I was angry at this whole Will Levis story. You were running back and forth with the coffee and the chocolates.
I cannot stress to people enough how horrific the coffee and mayo was.
I bet it was. That looked nasty.
It was so bad. You're so lucky. It is still, I can still taste it in my mouth.
Oh, okay. No, we need to have a full stop. We need to help Mikey's taste buds. So we're gonna end the podcast right here. Oh man, if you liked
anything, I don't know why, but if you did,
if you liked our shenanigans here, make sure you subscribe to the podcast so you get a hold of future shenanigans. We're on all the social media, Hubbabaloo, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. But most importantly, make sure you have a way to subscribe to our podcast feed. That's 3 ways. You can either do it on YouTube, where we got the video sent straight to your YouTube page. So when you hit that subscribe button, you'll know instantly when the video goes on our feed. Or on Facebook, where you can watch the podcast directly on Facebook through Facebook Watch. Or on Spotify, where you can watch the podcast on Spotify, or you can put Spotify in the background and listen to us as a traditional audio podcast, and therefore you can take us on the go with you through Spotify by using Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and taking us with you on the go. So you can listen to our craziness that way as well.
Yeah, lots of ways to check out the Crispy Noodle podcast. But if you want to get in touch with us individually to share your sports, entertainment, and odd news stories, you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Mikey Costanzo, MikeyCostanzo.
And I'm at Rich Liebig, RichLiebig. Find us on Twitter and let us know what's happening. And if there's any stories or topics you want us to cover on future episodes. But for right now, we got to wrap this episode up and heal Mike's taste buds.
Yes.
Yep. So that'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys
later. Bye-bye, all you fine peoples. Good night.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.